Yo, what do you do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new fanfic for you guys. And this is a fanfic I've been ready to do for a while now, but it's time for me to finally put it out. And if you've been on my community tab seeing me keeping up to date, then you know what time it is. This is a My Hero Academia / Highschool DxD fanfic for you guys. And this is one I've always thought about, but I don't see that many of, to be honest. Or if I do find them, they don't really do well, or they just feel, anticlimactic or basically boring as hell. Not only that, I also want to, make more fics like this, to be honest. So, why the hell not? This is the Heroic Gremory. This story is basically about Izuku as the, twin brother to Rias, actually, and a member of the Gremory family. The reason I'm doing this is because, again, it's interesting. It's an idea that's been done, but most times when they're being done, they're either out of date, half-assed, or basically not even trying to keep things canon to that of lore and anything like that. And so I decided to do my own, to be honest. Or, better yet, this fanfic is more inspired by that of a certain, Highschool DxD and Naruto crossover story called Itachi Citri, actually, where Itachi is basically reborn in the world of Highschool DxD as Sona's twin brother, and basically changing quite a bit of Highschool DxD's history and lore because of his actions being in it. And I kind of like that, to be honest. It's done well, with even his own peerage actually feeling, unique in their own way, while also not being overshadowed by Itachi himself. So that's why I want to do a story similar to that. But instead of, reincarnating Izuku, because if I did reincarnate Izuku and I made him basically, still have one for all and all that, I feel like I would and he would still be the genius that we all know and love, especially in current canon. I feel like I would make him too overpowered for my own good. And don't get me wrong, when it comes to when I make DxD fanfics, I make sure that the main characters of the stories are overpowered as hell. But when I do stuff with Izuku, I try to make sure that he learns from the experiences while becoming powerful at the same time. And that's where this story comes in, where he's actually a native to that of the world of Highschool DxD, alongside many other MHA characters as well. So I hope you look up to that. At any rate, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 1, The Boy with No Destruction. In this world, everything seems normal, quite out of the blue and nothing different. However, that's far from the truth. In this world, the supernatural exists. Stories from that of legend, lore, and folklore are real. Religious figures existed, and even the gods themselves rule over the world, and the most powerful beings themselves, being dragons, roam free in this world. However, this story is about that of one young man from that of from another race of the supernatural, the race known as devils, and this young man would be known as Izuku Gremory, currently in a hospital where that of a man that looks like in his mid-20s, with that of a, long red hair, a goatee, and bright blue eyes, basically is pacing over and over again outside that of a hospital room, wondering what's happening then he couldn't help but feel nervous, as currently this man is Zayaticus Gremory, current head of the Gremory family of the 72 Pillars. As right now, this man, who has been around for that of centuries, is currently waiting on that of his wife to finish giving birth for their children. And that's right, they're when saying children, with then soon a man with that wearing that of a black suit with that of a long coat on him, as he has that of semi-black spiky hair going down to that of his ears, as he has glasses on, as he has a bit of a beard on too, as this is the current head of the Citri family, Melvin Citri, with then saying, please, my friend, calm yourself, saying, easy for you to say, Marvis. I mean, I'm worried for both Venalena and the children as well. I don't know. This is you know how rare it is for that of us devils to have children. It's even more rare for us to have twins. So I can't help but feel somewhat nervous about this. Within soon, a voice speaking up saying, and you have all right to be, but you should know that this is not Vanalena's first time giving birth after all. As it coming from that of a quite elegant and mature woman, as this being the wife of Marvis, as the woman has that of long black hair, with that of silver eyes, with her wearing that of a lightish gold dress, with then, as the dress kind of shows quite a bit of her, ample cleavage after all, as this is the lady of the Citri house, Lenina Citri, with then, soon, her husband saying, Lenita, I understand you have quite a bit of faith in Vanalena, and within she's saying, well, of course I do. You wouldn't think I would have any faith in my own friend? Either good or bad, your house would be in the spotlight, Zeoticus. Just as you said, it's rare for any pillar family to have that of to give birth to that of twins of all things. The Phoenixes are lucky that they have they have more of a higher birth rate, conception rate than any other devils. But they also still suffer from the fact that it's harder for us to still have that of multiple children, after all. So, knowing my friend, she'll do whatever she can to make sure that those children of yours are born, and to make sure. Hearing this from the lady, within Zeoticus saying, "You're right. I need to have more faith." As then Zeoticus couldn't help but look around, saying, Sir Zetches, Graphia, where the two of you are. With then Marvis saying, you do know your son is a Satan after all. It's going to be a while until he appears. It would be the same for my daughter as well. With Zeoticus saying, even so, he promised that within soon, the doors to that of the room basically open up, as coming that of a doctor, where as he removes his mask and also while still keeping that of his sanitary hat as well, within saying, Zeoticus Gremory, my lord, I have to say, within soon, Zeoticus feeling worried alongside that of Marvis and Lenina, Zeoticus saying, Doctor, please, saying, well, congratulations. You're the father of two healthy and happy daughter and son. As the doctor couldn't help but smile at the head of the Gremory family, with then Zeoticus saying, yes, yes, as he couldn't help but basically have his hands up high, saying, I'm so happy. I am so glad. With then, saying, don't. Surprisingly, there were a few complications, actually, with both of them. Both children are perfectly fine, but I will have to say another thing, though, my lord. With then, it's about Lady Gremory. With then worrying about his wife, as the two also couldn't help but worry about their friend. With then, the doctor continues saying, this was a pretty complicated birth for that of your wife. The birth went through pretty well, but even so, but devils like us, it's hard enough to even conceive that of multiple times, given how low that our fertility rates are. But but that of a devil woman having that of twins, it's the rarest and truly the most absurd of all. The chances of you and your wife having that of another child are a lot more lower than they were before. Chances that you both will never even have another child at that. If anything, this is more of a joyous day for that of the 72 pillars from now on. Within hearing all this, Zeaticus couldn't help but feel somewhat down at the fact that the chances of him and his wife, Vanelena, would never have another child. But even with that, he still couldn't help but be happy that he's a father of two healthy boy and girl. Within soon saying, "Can I see them?" Saying, "Of course, come on in." Entering him out of the hospital room, with then seeing that of a exhausted and tired Vanelena Gremory, as she has that of light brownish hair, violet eyes, and quite a beautiful figure, even though she's just got done finishing giving birth. And in her hands are that of their children. A healthy young girl with that of red hair, and a little baby boy with that of lightish brown hair, just like his mother. Then, soon, Vanelena seeing her husband saying, "Zeaticus, there you are," with then saying, "Vanelena," as heading to that of his wife, with then saying, "So, are these?" saying, "Yes, come and meet your daughter Rias and your son Izuku." With then looking at the two, Zeaticus couldn't help but have that of a look of joy and happiness, seeing both his twin children, saying, "Can I?" with then offering at least one of her children to that of Zeaticus, as it being Izuku. Within, Izuku stirring for a bit, as he slightly opens his eyes, but not entirely. With then, soon, Zeaticus saying, "Hi there, Izuku. I'm your papa. I'm so happy to see you." Within, Izuku almost looking like he's about to whine. However, he just yawns for a bit before he actually nuzzles his cheek onto that of Zeaticus's finger, as Zeaticus couldn't help but see him as quite adorable. But then, even holding on to that of Rias, as Rias basically cries for a bit, almost look like she's at least whimpering, as within soon, Vanelena grabs on back to her daughter. Within she begins to calm down a bit. Within, Zeaticus having that of a depressing look. Before then, the doors open up once again, saying, "Sorry, father, mother, me and Grafia have arrived." As entering the door being that of a man with that of, somewhat intimidating and, spiky black armor, as he has that of crimson red hair, just like Zeaticus. And beside him being that of a beautiful young woman with quite the, somewhat curvaceous figure as well, but well covered through that of her, modest maid dress, as she has that of white hair and amber eyes. With then, these being Sir Zetch's Gremory, or rather Sir Zetch's Lucifer, and his maid/queen/wife, Grafia Lucifuge, who is also the head maid of the Gremory family. Then Sir Zetch is going to that of his parents, within soon seeing his two youngest siblings, saying, "Are these?" Within, Vanelena saying, "Meet your siblings, Sir Zetch's, Izuku and Rias." With then looking at his his newest baby siblings, Sir Zetch's couldn't help but have that of looks of joy, excitement, happiness, and love at his youngest siblings, placing his hands on both their cheeks, with then Izuku nuzzling into it, Rias also nuzzling into it as well, with then he can up and say, I'm so happy, so truly happy. I feel like things maybe be looking up for the devil race in this time, as this was a happy moment for the Gremory family. However, some happy moments don't last forever. About that of 4 years later, with Izuku and Rias having basically now 4 years old, happy, joyful, and basically laughing with each other. Both twins are basically inseparable. Not only that, however, most of the time, most people don't even see them as twins, to be honest. I mean, sure, both of them are excitable, cheerful, and always happy. However, the only reason reason that people don't see them as twins is because they both look completely different from one another. For Rias, besides her having that of her father's looks of that of a Gremory after all, crimson red hair, aquamarine blue eyes, and even though she's basically 4 years old, when she grows older, everyone already knows that she's going to be a bit of a knockout after all. As for Izuku, he's basically, well, he doesn't have any of the features of a Gremory after all. He looks more like that of his mother, to be honest. However, the only difference is that he has a bit of, well, that even as a 4-year-old, he still has quite a bit of baby fat and diamond-shaped freckles on his face. When people see him, all they can basically see is a boy that's just going to look, well, cute. Simply just cute. Not handsome, hot, or pretty, just cute. Even with these comparisons, Izuku and Rias have always been, well, stuck together like glue. Heck, even when they basically made friends with that of the new heir of the Citri family, Marvis and Lamia's, well, daughter, Sona Citri, who Izuku actually gets along with pretty well, to be honest. Almost close to more than that of his own sister, who also is close friends with that of Sona. However, when they all play together like that, friends, it almost like they basically make it a competition between one another. Mainly Rias and Sona, because they want to play with that of Izuku more than the other, after all. However, their friendships still stand strong even to this day. But why do I say that things never change, never stay the same? That's because Rias, at the age of 4, awakened her clan trait. But it wasn't the Gremory's clan trait. No. It actually was her mother's clan trait, being the power of the Beal families, the power of destruction. The same power that also Xerxes have as well. Because she awakened it, it was the happiest day of the Gremory family. However, Izuku, on the other hand, not wanting to be left behind by his sister, also wanted to use the power of destruction, but he couldn't. Not one bit, actually. On the other hand, he just had that of high magical reserves, almost close to that of a, well, ultimate class devil. But because he's still just that of a 4-year-old child, and he can barely control it or even feel it, people see Izuku as basically as a defect child of the Gremory family that didn't even gain the power of destruction. Since then, Izuku has been shunned by that of the devil factions, but not by his family. Well, not everybody in his family. Since Rias awakened the power of destruction, Xerxes, alongside that of Zeodicus, have basically done everything they can to help Rias grow more stronger and more powerful after all, and find ways to help her control it. To her, she basically sees it as boring and stupid. To her, it also gets into time for her spending time with that of Izuku or watching anime that she basically got into. Given that her and Izuku have that of studies and that of Devil Society, to be honest, and many other things. But her training in the power of destruction is basically gets in the way of that. But Izuku, on the other hand, he wants to learn how to use the power of destruction. He wants the power of destruction too. Even though when Rias basically goes off to train with that of her brother and father, Izuku was basically all alone. Not anybody by his side, one bit. Besides that of Venalena, who does try to spend time with Izuku from time to time by reading him stories and also lore of that of magic as well. Even Venaletta tries to spend time with Izuku when she's not too busy. But even so, Izuku still feels like that both his sister-in-law and his mother are only just caring about him because they just feel pity for him. Because he doesn't have the power of destruction. And it just makes him feel even more sadder. Until one day, while in the library, in the Gremory family library, trying to find the book that his mom read to him about a couple days ago. It was about a legendary hero, a devil, protecting that of the 72 pillars, saving the devil race from that of other supernatural forces as well. Izuku always admired heroes, even as a young age. He always admired protecting those who can't protect themselves. That even as a boy, all he wanted was just to help those in need. So he wanted power to protect the people he cared about the most. He wanted the power of destruction to protect his family. More frank, he wished he had the power of destruction. As then he found the book that he was looking for. As he was trying to pull it out, within soon, a few other books were about to come down on him. As he soon covered his head that the books were about to hurt him. Within soon, they didn't. As currently, he's in that of the arms of quite a, busty short girl with that of, ram horns on her head. As she has that of a white trench coat dress with tight black pants on and her pink hair goes all the way down to that of her waist. Within saying, "Are you okay, young master?" With then soon looking at the girl, as Izuku couldn't help but blush, saying, "Oh, hi, Namaya. I'm fine. Thank you for saving me. You saved me like that of a hero." With then the girl basically putting Izuku down. As, however, this is no young girl. This is actually a woman, a member of his mother's peerage, Namaya Tsukuji, a reincarnated devil of his mother's peerage, basically her knight. With then Namaya couldn't help but smile, saying, "Anything for you, young master. After all, I did promise I would look after you." Saying, "Yeah, I guess you did, though." But within soon looking down for a bit, saying, "You feel like I'm still pitying you, don't you?" Within saying, with Izuku going red for a bit, within saying, "It's just written all over your face. You don't have a good poker face, Izuku." With then Izuku basically getting embarrassed before bending down to that of Izuku's level, saying, "Izuku, as your mother's knight, I'm doing this not because I'm just ordered to or I feel bad for you that you don't have anybody to spend time with. I'm always here for you because I want to be. You can always rely on me. Promise." Within soon offering that of her hand, within extending her pinky, saying, "It's a pinky promise, after all." Within Izuku feeling happy, as he soon clenched onto her pinky with his, saying, "Pinky promise. You always be there for me?" Saying, "Always." After that, the two have always been inseparable. As years go on, Izuku also developed his own magic as well. Even though he didn't have the power of destruction, he began to learn how to use other forms of magic at the age of 7. For example, he had that of a good affinity with that of fire magic, wind magic, lightning magic, and even that of earth magic as well. If in a way, he basically understood the forms and basically control of magic more than than any other devil that he's ever seen. Even Vanellana, when she basically wanted to check on Izuku and how he's doing, she noticed that he's able to basically control magic so flawlessly and perfectly, almost like he's able to learn magic so much better than anyone else. However, what she noticed even more is that when Izuku is trying to teach himself how to use magic, he has multiple notebooks that he's always that he always asks for from time to time. And it seems like he's writing all of these notebooks down. Whatever he learns on magic, he writes them down in the notebook, helping him understand them a lot more better. To Vanellana, she couldn't help but admire her son's dedication, even without the power of destruction. Before looking closely at Izuku's control, and he's currently using that of a fireball spell. As the fire floats in his hand, he soon touches the fire before it engulfs his hand. At first, she was about to go up to Izuku and tell him to stop before he burned himself. However, the fire doesn't burn him, or he doesn't feel pain at all. Instead, the fire basically becomes one with his hand, almost like a glove or possibly a second layer of skin. Then, she couldn't help but be impressed before realizing this is actually the Gremory family's clan trait. The Gremory family's ability of manifest. Within seeing this, Vanellana made sure to tell her husband, as currently in that of Zayarika's study, Zayarika saying, "Wait, you're saying that Izuku does have a clan trait? Does have that of a clan trait? And it's the Gremory family's clan trait?" Within, she's saying, "I'm telling you the truth. I've seen you use manifest more times than I can count, Zayarika. I know what I saw." Within, soon, Zayarika saying, "To be honest, I haven't used manifest in such a long time. Not since the Great War, and not even since I refused to get involved with that of the Civil War, even though I was behind Surzetch's and the rest of the other new Satans. To be fair, I'm pretty rusty using my clan trait. It's the reason why I've been trying to help out Rias with her power of destruction." Within, soon, Vanilla saying, "And that's another thing. I know that you and Surzetch's have been trying your best to help Rias get a better feel of it, but every time when I see her trying to train, she always seems bored, not even wanting to do anything at all. Especially as the years go by, she seems like she cares little for improving herself and the power of destruction. If you allow me," within saying, "Dear, as much as I appreciate you wanting to train Rias, I don't want her basically feeling like she's being tortured. I know how your training methods are." Within, soon, especially I remember how the girls said where you are when you still had a peerage after all. Within, soon, Vanellana basically narrowing her eyes while puffing out her cheeks, as it's both cute and basically terrifying at the same time. But then Zayarika saying, "But even so, if you say that he does have the Gremory family's power of manifest, the next socialite ball, I can basically announce it. I can even tell the council that he does have a clan trait that is just because it isn't the Beal, just because it isn't the power of destruction, doesn't mean he's a defective devil anymore, or a defective child." Within, soon, Vanilla is saying, what did you just say, dear? Within soon, Zadok is saying, I, I've messed up, didn't I? With then Nehemiah basically walking past the room before saying, yes, you did. Try not to make too much of a mess, Van. I don't want Graphia and the rest of the other maids feel like they're gonna have to clean up a murder scene. Within Vanillana having that of a cheerful smile that seems quite damn menacing, saying, no promises, Maya. As Vanillana's power of destruction begins to flare, with then, as it almost takes the shape of a freaking snake behind her, with then Zeoticus basically having that of a terrified look on his face. And at least that for a good 5 minutes or so, you could basically hear that of a scream of a grown-ass man sound like that of a 5-year-old girl. A couple of days later, Surzech meeting with that of his father, as he has time off, hoping to train that of Rias and that of the power of destruction again, even though lately she's not really fond of training anymore. With then, soon, as he meets with his father, within Zeoticus asking his son, saying, you want me to train Izuku and train him to use the power of manifest? Within, Zeoticus saying, yes, that's exactly. Within, soon, Zerzech is going to say, I mean, I could probably work. I mean, I do have both the Gremory and Beale family clan traits after all. Both the power of destruction and manifest. It's the reason on why I'm so proficient using the power of destruction. With then saying, so would you, saying, as much as I would want to, but Izuku, you said that Izuku has grown quite a bit even on his own, after all. I don't think there's much I can actually teach him. Not only that, I'm not really good using other forms of magic outside the power of destruction, so I'm pretty stumped on helping out Izuku-tan too. As much as I want to, within soon, both, male members of the Gremory family couldn't help but feel stumped. Within soon, Graphia saying, my lord, Surzech, I'm pretty sure that the two of you are only doing this is because you're showing favoritism to Rias more than that of Izuku. Feeling offended at his wife's words, within him saying, hey, I love Izuku-tan just as much as Rias-tan. You know that, Graphia. Within saying, yes, emotionally, but when it comes to doting on them, it shows that you two of you care more about Rias. I'm guessing the two of you have already made up your mind, especially you, Lord Zeoticus, about making Rias the heir. Within, Zeoticus feeling a little bit nervous, saying, is it already that simple? Within, soon, Graphia cannot but basically cross her arm around that of her ample chest before saying, my lord. Within, soon, Zeoticus saying, we've known that, Rias has basically had the power of destruction for so long. Not only that, we've even told that of many people in the 72 Pillars, even when both of them have debuted in that of the Devil Society, that Rias has the power of destruction and Izuku does not. Like I said, I've already planned on basically telling the Devil Council about Izuku having the power of manifest. But other than that, I've already made my decision to make Rias the heir. If Izuku does want the position of the heir, he'll have to challenge Rias for it. And either way, win or lose, I would accept it. But my decision is final. With then hearing this, Graphia couldn't help but sigh, saying, as you wish, I will accept your decisions as well. But however, how are you going to help that of Lord Izuku to basically grow? With then soon trying to come to that of any form of realization. Before then, Cersei saying, I got it. I know what we can do. And I know the perfect person that can help him improve. Let's just hope he's not too busy, though. A couple of days later, Currently, Izuku, alongside that of Surzetches and Grafia, all even that of Namaya, walking along beside Izuku, holding his hand to keep him safe, while she has that of a long Odachi katana in her hands, as all four of them are heading to that of Osteroth territory, or rather, Beelzebub territory, with Izuku saying, "We're in currently, we're in Beelzebub territory. This is where Lord of Beelzebub is from." Within, soon, he starts saying, "That's right, Izuku. I'm surprised you know this quite a bit," saying, "Well, I made sure to basically remember the lands of all of the 72 pillars. Well, to make sure that I get an understanding of our lands alongside that of Sona's family's lands too, and even that of Zerorg's lands as well." With then, Grafia couldn't help but smile, seeing that Izuku was taking his studies quite a bit, with even Namai saying, "That's wise, young master. I'm quite impressed that you're starting to learn the territories and borders of all of the 72 pillars clans. Just trying to do my best, that's all." With Izuku trying to give that of a great smile, within soon arriving into that of a massive castle, as this is Castle of Beelzebub, or rather the castle of the current Satan that holds the title of Beelzebub, Ajuka, once Osteroth, now Beelzebub, and best friends to that of Surzetches, with then soon creating that of a spell circle to that of Surzetches Eel, saying, "Ajuka, we're here. You think you could open up?" Within soon, through the spell circle, saying, "It's already up, you can come in now." As the gate doors begin to open up, with soon entering in that of the castle, as it doesn't really look too well furbished after all, as this is just that of the first couple floors. The real floors are basically below, within entering in that of an elevator, as it seems like there are over that of 20 below floors, as they soon reach that of floor 10. Currently in the elevator, Izuku couldn't help but be curious, saying, "What's going on, brother?" Within soon, Search is saying, "I want you to meet with that of Ajuka. I hear that you've been studying and training using magic, have you?" Within, Izuku saying, "You heard?" Within, saying, "Yeah, I have. And I'm quite impressed for somebody of your age, to be already being able to understand and capable of magic. I even heard from Mother that you're even writing in notebooks to help you out, saying, well, yeah, it helps me basically focus and helps me remind me of the techniques and things I was actually planning to do to help me focus. I thought it might help, since nobody else bothered to help me." With then Sood, hearing that, puts a sting in that of Surge's heart. Within Grafia, basically looking at her husband, with having that of a subtle glare, as Cersei just could actually feel the icy glare from his wife. Within Sood, Namai saying, "It just proves on how much you're working hard, young master. Just keep what you're doing, and don't worry. If you need my help, I'll do what I can." But then soon, Izuku couldn't help but have that of a kind and caring smile, saying, "Thank you, Namaya. I can always count on you." With then, Namaya actually smiling with her eyes closed at Izuku. Within, soon the doors open, as inside being that of multiple tubes, and also multiple beakers, and almost looking like that of a laboratory. Walking through that of the massive laboratory, within soon seeing that of one man at a laptop, at that of a computer. Within saying, "So you arrived. Still can't believe you asked me to do this favor for you, but I guess I can't decide not to." Within soon he starts saying, Really, Ajuka, you're really a lifesaver, my friend. What then ensued, Ajuka sighing, saying, yes, yes, I understand. Within swabbling through, actually turning his chair, within looking at Izuku, as the man having that of spiky green hair, a pretty handsome and quite, well, mature face, while also within looking straight at Izuku, within saying, well, I must say, for a young boy his age, his magic reserves are quite something. If he wanted to, he could if he was able to control his magic pretty well, he would already be possibly on the level in the ultimate class. Within hearing this, starts saying, wait, Izuku-tan is already ultimate class? Not necessarily. His power alone puts him on that of a regular high-class devil. After all, since he's a Gremory, alongside any other member of the 72 Pillars. But if he had better control over his magic, especially his inner reserves, he could already be an ultimate class. First you, Zerzechis, now your brother. I must say, you Gremory beals must be some kind of monsters, if you two exist. Then, Sood, Zerzechis couldn't help but have that of a kind smile, but his eyebrow begins to twitch, with saying, if we weren't friends for so long, I would take that as more of an insult, Then, Sood, Izuku feeling somewhat nervous, as Ajuka basically looks straight at Izuku, within saying, do you know who I am, young man? Within Izuku saying, yes, sir. I know. You're Ajuka Beelzebub, Satan Beelzebub, and in charge of, technological development for the devils. It's truly an honor to meet you. As Izuku bows his head in that of respect, within saying, I'm quite surprised. Even for somebody of his age, kids normally had to be reminded who I am alongside any of the other Satans. Well, besides Zerzechis. Then soon, Zerzechis saying, hey, it's not my fault a lot of people respect me more. Within soon, Ajuka couldn't help but mutter saying, more like fear you than anything, even though we both are on the same level. But within soon, saying, correct, young Izuku. Your brother here asked me to do you a favor, to help you improve in your magic control, since you do have a clan trait. Within Izuku blinking, saying, I do? I have a clan trait, just like sister and brother? With Izuku having that of a cheerful, kind-hearted, and basically excited smile, which you would see for that of a 7-year-old after all, saying yes. But unfortunately, it's not like your sister's power, actually. It's actually your Gremory family side, the same power that your father has, called Manifest. Within Izuku saying, Manifest? Saying, yes. Manifest is basically the Gremory family's trait. Most people think that the Gremory family's, clan trait is normally charming or basically being unresistibility after all. But that's only a passive ability of the Gremory family. Their charm is basically superior to any other devils, even though us devils basically seem irresistible to that of normal beings, such as humans. The Gremorys are surprisingly even more resistible. We call that a passive clan trait, but the Gremory family's true clan trait is actually Manifest, the true understanding and manipulation of a person's magic. The power basically allows one user to manipulate their magic so thoroughly, so perfectly, it can basically become anything that they wish. Normally, they would have to use that of spell circles to create that of a spell, to have that of better control over it. It's understandable, right? Within users saying, yeah, that's what we've been told in our studies, that we use spell circles to understand and control magic more thoroughly. I do it too, but with saying, tell me, have you been needing a spell circle every time when you use your magic? Well, then Izuku begins to think back, as then soon he basically puts off that of his, yellow backpack before then unzips it before looking through that of it and pulls out that of a notebook, as everybody is completely confused except that of Namaya. Within soon opening up the notebook, flipping through page after page before reaching here actually, within showing it to that of to Ajuka, within Ajuka actually looking through the notes, surprisingly well made for that of a 7-year-old, within saying, well, I'll be damned. Within soon, so you're just saying, Ajuka, saying, alright, Serzetches. Within, saying, looking at his friend, saying, yes, are you sure he's your brother? Within, hearing that, he couldn't help but feel basically stabbed in the head and in the heart at the same time. Within saying, that is the rudest thing you have ever said to me. Saying, it's an honest to goodness question, to be fair. I mean, think about the way that he writes these notes. He basically labels, shows, and even reminds himself constantly about how to use magic, because in this form, it basically even shows that he hasn't used a single magic circle every time when he uses his magic. Now that's true dedication and true control. Most people, when they realize that they don't use that of magic circles with their magic anymore, takes a while for them to realize it. Even the most, skilled person with that of magic. If that's the case, his magic his power of manifest is quite even superior to yours. And now I understand the reason on why you asked me to look after him. Within soon closing the notebook and then handing it back to Izuku, within saying, I'll train him, at least until he's 13 years old. By that time, he'll already possibly have his evil pieces and be already trying to grow his peerage. After all, I am a busy Satan. I can't always focus on training a young man who has his whole life ahead of him. And I'm also the Satan of technology and design. Within soon hearing this, Izuku saying, you're training me? Lord Ajuka? Within saying, call it a favor from your brother. Within soon, Izuku saying, but I wanted you to train me, big brother. Within soon, Xerxes is going to one knee to Izuku saying, Izuku, as much as I would want to and really love to actually, I'm not as good using the power of manifest. I only do it on that of a certain occasions with the power of destruction. It's the reason on why I've always wanted to help out that of Rias and help her basically understand the power of destruction a lot more better. But you're so much gifted, and being around Ajuka will help you improve even more. And I don't want to see your talents and skills be wasted. Do you understand? Within soon, Izuku basically nodding his head and out of understanding, but it doesn't mean he has to like it though. Within, Serzetch is saying, good. But promise, if you ever need any help, I'm always here for you. Your big brother will never stop caring about you. Okay, Izuku? Within, Izuku couldn't help but smile. However, it almost seemed forced though, saying, yeah, I understand, big brother. With that, Serge is saying, all right, Ajuka, tell me when you guys are done. I'll make sure to pick up Izuku from teleportation this time. Saying, yes, I understand. Now, could you go? Within, saying, always so pushy. Grafia, saying, yes, my lord. As then creating that of a spell circle with that of the Gremory crests on it. As then both Grafia and Serzetch just leaves the sun. Within soon, Ajuka noticed Namaya still there, saying, aren't you leaving? I promised Lady Vanillana that I would look after Lord's young master Izuku. I also made a promise to the young master that I would always spend time with him too. With then saying, I see. I hope I'm not being too disrespectful to you, Lord Ajuka, saying, no, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, I think it's best that I have another person here to help me with his training. Within soon, he's saying, so what do we need to do? First off, show me each and every one of your notebooks and show me on what you have down now. Within, he's saying, yes, sir. And then after that, I'm going to show you other forms of magic as well. Besides just, besides just your power of manifestation. If you want to grow that power of yours, you need to broaden your horizons around other forms of magic besides just the basics. So, Izuku Gremory, show me what you can do. And show me on how far you're willing to go to improve. With that, Izuku couldn't help but nod. With his tiny fist, he raises them up to that of his chest, saying, I will. I promise. I want to protect everybody in my family. I want to be the heroes just like the ones in the stories. I want to protect those in need and those who can't protect themselves. That's what it means to be a hero, right? With then, hearing those words, Ajuka couldn't help but smirk a little bit, saying, as he internally says, how naive. So much youth for a devil and so much kindness from a devil. Is this just a Gremory trait? Or is this just a boy of naive youth? Wonder how long it would last, though. Within, soon, Ajuka saying, alright then. I hope you're prepared for such a task. With that, Izuku begins his journey to become not just the smartest devil of the current generation, but also, possibly, the most heroic devil in this generation. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. And this is the first chapter. Next chapter, we'll basically be going through multiple time skips, actually. Not only that, we'll also be getting introductions to other characters in this story, too. Such as, two certain incidents that are going to be affecting both Izuku and Rias. And also, Izuku meeting his first official getting his first official peerage member as well. And if you guys seen that, went through my community tab, then you guys should know who that peerage member is going to be. If you keep up the lore out of Highschool DxD, though, and timelines too. Any rate, if you guys like this, I hope you guys like this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep to date my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my main channel, my Patreon, my Cash App, and my side channel. All linked in the description below if I'm not too lazy to do so. So, with all that said, this is Liamuki, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care.